It hurt. More than he ever thought it would. More than he believed he could survive. The kind of pain that doesn't scream out loud. It just lingers in silence, like a storm that never ends. It wasn't the kind of pain you see in movies or read in books. It was quieter, deeper, the kind that breaks a man from the inside, piece by piece, moment by moment, until he forgets what it even felt like to be whole. People saw his face and smiled at him, but no one really saw him. No one noticed how heavy his soul had become. They just saw the shell, the polite smile, the quiet nod, the man who kept showing up. They didn't see the battle happening behind his eyes. They didn't know how many nights he sat alone, staring at the ceiling, asking questions that never had answers. He wasn't always like that. There was a time when he believed, when he had fire in his chest, dreams in his heart, a reason to wake up, a reason to run forward even when it hurt. But life has a way of testing belief. It doesn't ask for permission. It just starts breaking. A little trust here, a little loss there, a broken promise, a shattered hope, a betrayal he didn't see coming. It all stacked up. And before he knew it, the man who once believed in everything started doubting everything, even himself. He stopped talking, not because he didn't have words, but because no one really listened. He stopped reaching out, not because he didn't care, but because he got tired of being ignored. He stopped hoping, not because he didn't want better, but because hope had started to feel like a setup for disappointment. But here's the truth. Even when it hurt the most, he didn't quit. He didn't shout. He didn't scream. He didn't ask the world to feel sorry for him. He just kept moving, inch by inch, through every storm, every silence, every tear that fell when no one was looking. He let the pain shape him. He let it teach him. And somewhere along the line, the pain that was breaking him started building him. Because pain, real pain, doesn't just destroy, it reveals. It shows you who you are when everything else is stripped away. When there's no one clapping for you. When there's no spotlight, no support, no comfort. Just the raw you, the broken you, the real you. That's the moment a man decides what kind of man he's going to become. He could have stayed down. He had every reason to. The people he trusted the most turned their backs on him. The plans he built fell apart. The future he imagined crumbled in his hands. But he didn't stay there, because deep inside something refused to die. A small voice, quiet but stubborn. A whisper that said, "You're not done yet. You're not finished. Get up." So he did. Not with a roar, not with celebration, but with tired eyes and trembling hands. He got up when no one was watching. He trained when no one cared. He learned in silence. He suffered without applause. And he kept going. One lonely step at a time. He became his own reason, his own motivation, his own army. And slowly things began to change. Not overnight, not like a movie, but gradually, like a seed breaking through concrete, like a man finally learning to breathe again after drowning. He found strength in his scars, not shame. He stopped hiding what he had been through, because he realized that pain made him real. It gave him depth. It gave him armor. It gave him fire. The man who once broke under the weight was now carrying it with pride. They used to laugh at him, walk past him, pity him. But they didn't know what he was becoming. They only saw the fall. They never saw the rise. Because real growth happens in silence. Real strength is built in the dark. He didn't have to prove anything to anyone anymore. He didn't chase validation. He didn't beg for love. He stood tall, not because the world lifted him up, but because he learned to lift himself. He became dangerous, not to others, but to the part of himself that used to doubt, to fear, to hesitate. He silenced the voices in his head that said, "You're not enough," because he had lived through everything that was meant to destroy him. And he was still standing. Now people look at him differently. They see the discipline, the control, the silence in his eyes that speaks louder than words. But they still don't know the full story. They don't know what it cost him to become this version of himself. The friends he had to lose, the nights he cried alone, the dreams he buried just to survive, but he knows, and that's enough. He doesn't speak much, not because he's quiet, but because he's focused. While others talk, he moves. While others chase comfort, he chases greatness. While others complain, he builds. And the ones who laughed, they're silent now. Not because he proved them wrong, but because he outgrew their noise. Pain didn't ruin him. It raised him. It cleaned out the weakness, burned off the excuses, sharpened his focus, forged his character. He's not the same man anymore. He walks with purpose, not for attention, but because he knows what it's like to walk without direction. He shows up with intensity, not because he needs to win, but because he refuses to lose to his old self. Every bruise, every scar, every lonely morning, every sleepless night, it all built him, and now he's ready. Not because everything's perfect, but because he is no longer afraid of pain. He knows it, he respects it, but he doesn't run from it. Because the man he became was born from it. So if you're listening to this, and you're hurting, if you're tired, if you feel forgotten, understand this. What's breaking you right now might be building you. And I know it hurts. I know it's not fair. I know you want to give up. But don't. Not yet. Not now. Because pain is not the end. It's the fire. And if you let it, that fire will refine you. Don't run. Don't beg. Don't break. Stand. Bleed if you have to. Crawl if you must. Cry if it helps. But don't stop. Don't fold. You are not here to be average. You are not here to stay broken. You are here to become something unstoppable. So let it hurt, but let it build you too, because one day they'll ask how you did it, and you'll simply smile and say, "It hurt, but it built me."